Hey Isabel, it is so good to see you online. We've just spent the whole weekend together working on some amazing stuff for the ultimate retreat that we've got happening in June in Bali. But we decided we'd get online and have some information so we could share with the people who are thinking about attending but wanted to know a little bit more. And one of the things that I know you're going to be sharing a whole lot of stuff at retreat is about the 5 elements of Chinese medicine. Now, people may have heard about this, but I think they want to know a little bit more. So how about a little bit of a teaser, well, a little bit of an explanation, and if they really want to know the whole lot, then we obviously come to retreat.
Yeah, absolutely, Janine. Look, it's one of those subjects that simple in some ways and then incredibly complex in others. However, even with a small amount of information, you can start to apply it to yourself and to start to understand yourself. And then it's really like any self-awareness, that once you have that bit of self-awareness, then you can have an understanding of yourself, which helps not only you, but it also helps you understand the actions of others around you. So that suddenly, instead of going, oh, that person's doing a really peculiar thing, you go, that's a metal person. That's why they're doing that. Or that's an earth person. That's why they're doing that.
That would be so beneficial in life and in business, wouldn't it? Because it gives you that understanding of how you could connect with somebody on a much deeper level than just having a conversation.
Absolutely, Janine. So I think the thing is that if we realize that certain people really need tiny little details, that they're maybe more the metal type of people, they need those tiny little details, they're the precise people. Yeah. However, you've got other people who are like the Homer Simpson type of people who may, when they're out of balance, kind of go, yeah, I want to do that. Yeah, put my hand up for that. But hey, the couch is really comfy.
Yeah.
So we are all made up of many elements. And in Chinese medicine, we have those five elements. And we look at those and go, okay, yes, you know what? I am dominantly these 2 elements or these 3 elements. And so they are my gifts. They are my gifts to myself. They're my gifts to the world. But also they can be the elements that if I don't look after, they can go out of balance as well.
Yeah, and then that affects everything, doesn't it? It affects how you wake up in the morning. It affects how you go to bed at night and the sleep that you have. It affects how you feel, positive about what you're doing, or the flow that you create within your life and business as well, and your whole relationship with everybody else. I can see how this was going to be incredibly valuable. I know we've talked about it a fair bit, and I'm just starting to learn a little bit more about it. And for me, I can't wait till I learn a lot more on this topic when we get to Bali.
Yeah, and that's really interesting, Janine. We were talking yesterday about a scenario of sleep, which is really important to most of us once we hit over 40, is sleep becomes a big topic of conversation. If you, oh boy, the littlest noise, because I'm a fire type, I'm a person who can get easily out of balance by the smallest noise. So we were running through that scenario of me saying, oh boy, geez, I had an awful night's sleep. This happened, the cat next door breathed, or whatever it was. And it threw me out. And then it meant I couldn't get up and do my yoga practice. And now I'm really, really stressed. So that's a kind of scenario that can happen in our mind. And then we could go and spend our whole day telling other people, oh, the sleep is bad. And now, if I go to a conventional, very Western doctor, they're going to say, all right, Isabel, here you go, here's some sleeping tablets. If I go along and learn some of the information out of your book, you're going to say, yeah, sure, sleep's not so good, but hey, did you get 7 hours sleep out of the 9 you wanted? I love sleeping. Okay. did you how are you really right now? Oh, right now I'm actually okay. I'm doing okay. So it's, again, that self-awareness rather than just trying to shut down something. So if we go back to the elements, which is what we were talking about, I know I'm armed, and I know I'm a fire type. I know that little sounds can be disturbing to me. I know that if I'm looking for a buddy to share a room, if we have to share a room, then I'm going to look for an earth type person who may wake as well, but it doesn't really bother them.
It's me.
Yeah.
Just,
that's you.
okay.
I know.
That's why we share well, and that's how I just go back to sleep. You know, it's not a big deal. But just on that, and it's really interesting because I just want to ask you the question, because my husband does that, but if he doesn't get enough sleep, his whole demeanor changes, and he just can't manage without a certain amount of sleep. What he perceives is enough sleep. So I'm sure, you know, there's something within those 5 elements that's relevant to that as well.
And there's something within that word perceive as well. Yeah. So, I mean, if you look at, it's not so much the external stressor, it's how much we believe, and really that mindset, how much we believe it's affecting us. Wow, I didn't get enough sleep. Geez, you know, my whole world is falling down.
Yeah. And I think that's what I'm going to love about what we're going to do at the retreat is, you know, the concepts of the Chinese medicine stuff is to figuring out the why, and then the things that I work on as well is to figure out then, okay, so if that's what it is, then how do we change that so that we can function and we can thrive and get the best out of our business, our life, whether it's whatever it is doing, you know, whatever we're creating within ourselves and within our lives. And this is why I'm loving what we're putting together, because it is really, really quite unique. We might just leave it there now for this particular little space, because we want to be able to provide quite a few different interesting points, and we're going to have a lot more of these interactive videos coming out. So please keep an eye out for them, and we'll enjoy doing that. Yeah. So Isabel, just before we finish, is there anything that you want to add on that?
Yeah, just one thing. So then if we then go to our Chinese medicine doctor or our Chinese medicine friend, they might then investigate that sleep difficulty a little bit more and go, is it the earth energy that's too low, the fire energy that's too high, the liver energy that's out of balance? What is it that's causing that disharmony? Is it something we can bring back in with, you know, this particular aspect, you know, this yoga posture, or a hug, or a foot massage before bed, you know, something like that. So that's what we would do. That's bringing it back into the 5 elements.
Yeah, fantastic. It's just going to be so interesting and so applicable, and so much value that you can, you know, just change up so many things in your life. So this is great. And if you're listening to this, please keep an eye out for the next one, and we look forward to sharing some more information about what is going to happen at the Ultimate Breakthrough Retreat from the 1st to 5th of June in Bali. Isabel, you've been to the resort that we're staying at before. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, look, it's a really heartwarming place. When you go there, you're actually supporting not only a family, a local family who've got an incredible story, but also the whole village has been saved because of this retreat center. So it's actually my teacher's retreat center that he bought with a Balinese family. And then we will walk through the village, and you'll see the faces of those elderly people and the young children, and you know, it's really a chance to go back in time to where things slow down. And you'll notice that language is no barrier. These people will actually just stop and giggle and go and touch you. And as you know, we've got a great one of our participants is a fantastic photographer. I'm sure she's going to take some amazing photos of those local people.
Yeah, that's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
So, you know, and it does make it different than sitting around, lounging around a resort as well. You know, it's if you're going to go to a place like Bali, you really want to get into get to know the real Bali and participate. And that's what we want to encourage during this retreat as well. So that's wonderful. Okay, we'll wrap this one up now, and please keep an eye out for further tutorials and information about the Ultimate Breakthrough Retreat.